Taylor Swift once prophesied, August slipped away into a moment in time, and I watched hardly anything. I watched 13 projects, I believe it's 12 films and one show that I covered on the channel. Bridgeton, looking at you. But let's get on and discuss everything that I watched in the month of August. The first film that I watched this month was a film called The Outfit, and I believe it came out in 2022. I'm going to say starring Dylan O'Brien and Zoe Deutsch, even though they're not like the main characters. I can't remember the guy who is the main character. But it basically follows a cutter, because he's a cutter, not a tailor, where he owns this shop where he makes suits, but it's kind of a show. Not for him really, but kind of like this mob kind of uses his shop to do some dealings and stuff like that. And so it's kind of like a crime thriller gangster film. Very interesting genre for me personally. I quite liked it because it's kind of like a drama film. It was a one location drama film because we are just set in this one shop, and there's kind of loads of like twists and turns along the way as like new things, new happenings start happening. And this cutter, the guy who makes the suits, kind of like takes us with his twists and turns and how they try to cover up certain things, how other certain things unfold. And so it's just a nice little suspense drama. I was along for the ride. There were a few times where it felt confusing to me because I didn't know, just wasn't keeping up on top of everything, but I did enjoy myself. And so I thought this was a good film. I would probably watch it again, not anytime soon, but I did enjoy it. And then I rewatched Mean Girls the Musical, which is a film that came out earlier this year, but I've just rewatched it again with a different sister this time. And really, who you watch a film with or like a show with does really impact your experience of watching the film. Because when I went to the cinema and watched it with one sister, we both enjoyed it, but then watching it at home with a different sister, she really shows everything on her face. There are still so many parts of this film that I do enjoy, and I wasn't one of those people that were just hammering in on the fact that the main girl, she can't really sing. And I didn't think that was that much of a turn off. But when you go from like these really great singers in Rennie Rapp, and I can't say her name, apologies, but the girl that plays Janice, she also voices Moana, they can both really sing. And then you get to our lead who plays Katie, and it's such a shift. I still think it is a good film. I still enjoyed myself, but some of those bad aspects were coming out a little bit more in a second viewing. But then, oh my gosh, did I watch a 5-star film. One of my favourite films that I watched this year is a new release, Young Woman and the Sea, starring Daisy Ridley. What a shock. I'm going to put it in the best immediately because this film, once it finished, I was just so inspired. She's the first woman to successfully, it's based on a true story, so her real life person is the first woman to swim the English Channel. And I also believe that she is the fastest swimmer in terms of both men and women to swim the English Channel. And oh my gosh, this film was just so inspiring because it took us from her being a child up until the point where she does the swim. And there are so many people, men, not believing in her, and then you just find this one guy who on the surface seems a little weird, but he believed in her and he took her all the way. I just loved it. I loved it. I don't know how much of it is true, but they had like some facts at the end of the film, and one of the facts is that in the US she is the only athlete to have a parade for her, like a coming home parade, or like the biggest parade for an athlete was held for her. So truly, you are the best. You inspire me, not in swimming. I can swim, I just don't want to do a massive swim like that. She also went to the Olympics and like they weren't even, I don't want to spoil it even though it's a true story, but it was great. I highly recommend it. Then I watched Which Brings Me to You. And which brings me to you? What brought me to you? I'll tell you what brought me to you. Lucy Howe and Nat Wolff. Okay? When I see a film I'm not that interested in, but then I see who's in it, I'm like, alright, I'll give it a go. These two meet at the wedding. they're about to have sex. But then the guy, Nat Wolff, is like, oh, actually, why don't we just talk first? And she's like, come on, seriously, what? And then they end up like meeting again at one point, and then they go through like a series of flashbacks, but themselves, like their current selves, like enter the flashbacks, and they just talk about why all of their past relationships never worked, why it didn't work with their ex-partner. And so I thought, alright, you've just met this guy at a wedding, you're just going to have like a one night stand, now you're like trauma dumping all of your past relationships to then start a relationship. So what a interesting thing to do, to say to a person you just met. In terms of her, like her past relationships were actually traumatic. The people that she dated, they were going through stuff. And then him, he seemed like kind of like the problem in all of his relationships. So I don't think they made such a good pairing at the end. Spoilers, they do get together. It is a romantic comedy after all. Yeah, so I'd say it was okay. And I always find it a shame because I do like both of these actors, but they're just never in the best of things. They have a few gems, but a lot of them are rocks. The next rom-com I'm about to talk about was The People Themselves, Zac Efron, Nicole Kidman and Joey King. And out of those three, can you guess which person was the main reason why I'd want to watch this film? It was Joey King, because I like Joey King. I'm one of the few people that actually like her, even though a lot of people are now starting to turn the tide and like her as well. But a family affair, it's Nicole Kidman and her daughter Joey King. Nicole starts dating Joey King's boss, Zac Efron. Awkward, right? That is a little awkward, considering there is a bit of an age gap, and it's just weird. It's just weird! But there were a few moments that I did find funny. Yeah, I don't have more to say. So I'll say this film's okay. A little better than Which Brings Me to You. And then I get to be happy again. I get to talk about something that I really enjoyed. Bridgerton Season 3. I finally watched it. Like 2 months after it came out. I finally got around to watching it. I enjoyed and loved every single second of it. Just like all the previous seasons and the spin-off show Queen Charlotte, I have reactions to all of the Bridgerton stuff in a playlist up here. Friends to Lovers is the trope of Season 3, and out of all the 3 tropes we've got so far, like that is probably my least favourite one. But saying that, I like all the characters. So saying that I like Colin and Penelope, it's not that much of a shocker. Because the previous seasons like follow a Bridgerton sibling. This also follows Colin, but it felt more like it was Penelope's story. It was her time to shine and figure out how she's going to cope by being Penelope and Lady Whistledown. But she's both of them. She is one. They are one identity. There's a lot of heartfelt moments between them. Surprisingly, there was like a lot of storylines. I weren't too interested in some of them. But Cressida's storyline, oh my god, the little subplot with her, she kind of had this redemption arc going. Didn't end in the way I wanted it to, hoping she returns for Season 4, because, you know, she started to become good, and I liked that. This one had 2 weddings, sorry, spoilers. Colin and Penelope's, and then Francesca's, and oh, her little quiet, solemn moment. I love her. She's been irrelevant the other 2 seasons because she hasn't been there. She's shown up a little bit, but she's been recasted for the 3rd season. And I love her. I want more of her. She's so cute. She's so adorable. I love her little relationship because they just match each other so well. So yeah, the best. I will put it above Young Women in the Sea. But both of them, great. Love it. And then I'm right back to not loving it. The Boss with Melissa McCarthy. I don't mind Melissa McCarthy. A lot of her films are the same. I'm gonna put it in the back of okay. She's the boss, Melissa McCarthy. She is like a multi-millionaire, billionaire, owned companies, but then she did some bad dealing. I can't remember what they call it, but she did something illegal. So then she went to prison, lost it all, but then she becomes like a den mother. Is that what they're called? Like she starts her own scout girls or something. One scene in particular which was very surprising. I was entertained. I finished the film. It was just so I could get my steps in, really. And then, whew, we're back on something good. Another little comedy, drama, timepiece. What are they called? You know, Bridgerton is a timepiece. What are they called? What's the word? Where it's set in, you know, one of those old decades. What's it called? Period drama. There we go. Period drama. Wicked Little Letters. So much swearing, but not really. So much swearing, but not really. Until the end. I thought this film was great. I thought it was the best, honestly. I loved it. I enjoyed it. So funny. It's kind of a serious offence. It's based on these wicked little letters. One woman is supposedly sending it to another woman. But is she actually the one sending these wicked little letters? Who knows? And it's quite damaging because the one who is accused of sending these letters could go to prison and lose custody of her daughter. That is quite bad when you come to think of it. But it was just so much fun because I love like our two main girls and then just the whole ensemble cast around them as well. Everyone's fun. Every character is fun. And then I'll talk about two quick rewatches that I have two reactions to on the channel. Inside Out 1 and 2. These are just great films. I'm just going to put them in great even though they aren't the best. They're kind of interchangeable, like what is better, what is not. Inside Out I've seen a few times, Inside Out 2 only twice. Both make me cry because it's Pixar. Both just follow the inner workings, even though that is Pixar short. The little emotions we have inside our brain and how they control us or how we control them. Yeah, the first one is about accepting sadness and then the second one is about struggling with, dealing with and accepting anxiety and also the other new emotions that we have. And just great. Check out my reactions. They're great. And then back to a bad film. I had a very up and down August apparently. Incoming, brand new film. I think it came out in August this year, obviously. Yeah, I don't ever want to watch this film again because what the heck was it? What the heck was it? What the heck was it? I don't know what the heck it is. It follows these four friends in this one house party. Like they're freshmen, I think it is. They're just starting high school, but they're going to a senior party and some I was going to say some weird things happen, but no. One disgusting thing happens. There is one scene that two of these friends have to deal with. It's so disgusting. And I'll never have Taco Bell in my life. That's all I'm going to say. And then I watched X-Men Apocalypse. Reaction coming soon. Just need to edit it. Hopefully it'll be out in the next few days. Don't know how excited you'll be for it because the film's alright, I guess. It's okay, I guess. That's how I'm starting to feel about like all X-Men films. They're okay, I guess. There is some enjoyment to have. I'll put it at the top of okay-ish, alright? It's definitely better than the rest of that. I do like some of the moments. I like our new Young Mutants. Wish we had more of them. Yeah, I was just bored at times and I didn't think much of it. But I like Eric. Saying that it hurts me. What they did with Eric hurts me. Not one of the best X-Men films, but not one of the worst. To end August, I rewatched Madam Web. And it's just like Mean Girls the Musical. The second viewing wasn't that great. I watched it with a different sister. See, both first viewing in the cinema was with one sister. Sister A. And we both enjoyed it. We didn't care about all the negative reviews it was getting, all the bad things people were saying about that. We had fun. Then I rewatched them both at home with a different sister, Sister B. She shows everything on her face. And so some of the bad things that people were saying about it affected me a little more in a second viewing. I still had fun. I still think it is just a silly film. It's not a good film, but you can have fun with not good films. But some of the dialogue really was hitting me this time. It was just so bad. So I'll still put it in good. I'll put it above Mean Girls. Oh, oh no. Oh, actually no. Maybe worse than good. I'll put it at the top of okay-ish. That was such a 4. I believe I had that in great in whatever month that I first watched it. Yeah, I don't know what else. Oh, the writing was just so bad. I was blinded. I was blinded by Dakota Johnson in my first time watching it. It's bad. I don't know. I just need to watch a different film with Dakota Johnson in it. That's how I'll get my fix of her. Anyway, that is everything that I watched in August. What did I miss? What should I check out? There's so many things I do want to watch, but I just keep never finding time to watch them. But yes, X-Men Apocalypse reaction is coming shortly. And let me know any show or film you'd like me to react to and cover on the channel. But that is everything that I watched in August. What was your favourite thing that you watched and what should I check out? Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Comment and recommendations. And bye!